The rebounding is pretty even. UTEP has picked up some offensive rebounds. They've gotten stickbacks, and the turnovers are virtually even in the 36 all game.
Well, that 53% free throw percentage is bound to hurt, and if it gets down to a tough game right at the end, look out.
And I've said this a million times, and I hate to be redundant, Bill, but every game I've ever seen, as we look at the individual scores, Smith has been red hot. Every tight game comes down to a free throw shooting contest. Simple as that.
And if you're talking free throw shooting, BYU, of course, a 76% free throw shooting team. That's a very high mark for a college team. Uh-oh, there he is again. Look out, folks.
I guess that's the new era, huh? It used to be other things.
Let's go. We're working right now to Yusevich. Has he got a shot? Yes, but misses it. Gets it back. Anybody's ball game. This is called. Shadowed outside by Hardaway. Ball on the out-of-bounds line. Taylor couldn't handle it.
Key to this basketball game, how quick BYU can get Campbell or Davis their fourth foul. You get them that fourth foul before the 16-minute mark, you get some serious troubles if you're Don Haskins.
Haskins' team, smooth passing as usual. From the corner, Sandel does not have a shot from there. Chapman on him defensively. Hardaway with a drive of the lane.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're really upset below us on this BYU bench. That was like stealing.
Chapman at the other end. Got a travel call.
Well, you got to contest it a little better than BYU did. Roger Reed is going wild. He's in charge of the defense, and they just let him walk down and do whatever they want. All right, they're extending the zone now. Let's see if they trap. I saw the Utah Jazz last night with their half-court trap. I was very impressed. Maybe that's the thing over here in this state now, Bill. Everybody come out with that trap.
A lot of teams get burned by it if they overuse it.
The Jazz did when they were on the road. Usually that's where you do get hurt.
Great move, baseline thunder by Sandel, and he has 9 points in the game.
Look at Andy. You think he isn't upset? He gave up the baseline. That's 2 easy hoops. There's a foul on UTEP.
40-36. UTEP jumped off to a quick one.
All right, now watch this. Watch how they give this up against the zone. There's no responsibility. Let the man drive right by, and nobody comes over and sticks him in the cheap seats.
Smith working and losing. It's a foot race right now, and that's Stallworth. Missed the shot, rebound, put back up and in by Stallworth.
Well, right now, UTEP is twice as aggressive. They have a 6-point lead. Liddell Anderson is furious. He's going to call a timeout. And it's not ready to play, and UTEP is.
All right, timeout called. He's 17:55 to go in the ball game. Scoreboard reads this time in play. 42 UTEP, 36 Brigham Young. We'll be back right after this.
And have done everything right. And the Cougars have not been able to score. 17:55 left. Look at the turnovers. Points from turnovers.
Does the zone take away your intensity?
It didn't in the first half. I really thought it helped the Cougars tremendously. But they're standing right now. They've given up some easy stuff. Here's a guy who can get you back in quick. He had 15 in the first half.
So can this guy. He's not looking for the shot today. Call's got a shot. And UTEP's got the ball.
Well, I tell you, Davis did a great job. Yusevich had the inside position. Davis went up straight, didn't get the foul, and tipped the ball to Stallworth. You know, if this were the old days where there's no clock, I tell you what Haskins would do. He'd have a tiny Archibald or Beto Batista dribble around for 20 minutes and you never get it back unless you foul them. That's one of the reasons we have a clock. I'll tell you why we have the 5-second hell ball rule, because of Archibald. Nobody can get it away from him. Using some clock down to 13.
Hardaway does one to whoop. The alley-oop doesn't work. They went to Antonio Davis.
BYU's got to go to their horse now. Got to find Chapman or Smith.
This is Smith going low. That's Yusevich. Has he got a shot? Did. Tap up on a missed shot by Chapman. Has 14 in the game.
Did a good job. They needed something positive. All right, number 1, Liddell Anderson is holding up. Let's see if that's man-to-man. It is.
They go back to the original defense.
That means you'll see the short jump shot game of UTEP, their passing game. They'll flash the keyhole.
Sandel working well outside right now. Chapman out there with him. They go one-on-one on each other. Whistle and a foul. That's their, called on Chapman.
Excuse me, Bill. That's their game one-on-one. And they've got a lot of good athletes. I was really wondering, as we get a look at both coaches, what they would do when they lost blocker. Would they go more pattern? And they have, yet you saw Sandel show his ability. Watch what he does here now. Watch him go in. Now he'll belly and spin and go in and get fouled. That's 3 of it.
Sandel's in double figures. 43-38. Make it 44-38. 11 points for Sandel. That's Chapman, a low baseline favorite shot. Partially blocked. Whistle and a foul on that one.
Tough shot. Tough angle.
And on that one, Campbell thought he had the ball.
That's 4 on Campbell.
And just a bit ago, my analyst, my color guy, said, hey, the key to this game is Campbell and Davis and Sandel as far as fouls are concerned.
Take a look. Campbell thought he had a good block here. Goes up. Looks like he has the basketball. Official sees it otherwise. And it came at the 16:01 mark. When something like that happens, somebody's got to step forward and take the responsibility. In this case, my guess is Sandel.
Chapman has 15 points. Add another one to that. 16. 4-point game, 44-40. UTEP out front by 4. With the ball, Prince Stewart, guarded by Taylor. That's Hardaway, guarded by Call. They work well without the ball. Watch the cutters after they pass.
Well, they always post up. Look at the little guy now. I'll tell you something. Call and Hardaway are killing each other. I like it. Watch these two go after each other.
Whistle and a foul. Foul called and called. Call in the game, on my score sheet anyway, has 3, and the scoreboard agrees with me. I believe they haven't switched it yet, have they? No. Now they do. 3 it is. Inbounds. 2 fouls each team. We're in the second half. 15:28 to go. 44-40, UTEP by 4. Hawes getting ready to come back in the ball game for Brigham Young. In the corner, Sandel. And Yusevich on him. Open, Prince Stewart. Rebound, Yusevich. On the pass, call. That's Taylor with the ball. Doesn't want that shot. Hands instead to Smith, who does want it and gets it.
He gets as good an extension as anybody. That's what I like about Smith. He'll come off a screen. He'll get rid of it quick, and he wants the big shot.
Hawes in, Taylor out. Change for Brigham Young. Two-point ball game. Probably stay that way right down to the end. That's the way we like them. Sandel with the drive. Takes it right to the rim. Doesn't get it, however. Fight for the rebound underneath. And it's owned by Yusevich. Hawes.
Boy, it's wild. It's shirts and skins now.
Call. Got it. 3-point shot.
Boy, we were right behind that shot. It was on the money. The Cougars have the lead. Keep in mind, this happened as soon as Campbell got this 4th foul.
Rebound. Chapman fighting for it. Tips it into the hands of Call. Here we go. Yusevich. Foul on the play.
What a sequence, the last 3 possessions. And now the 6th man, the crowd's giving out. Here's a transition game, and Yusevich's ball just will not stay in. Look at this, he gets hammered, and the ball will spin around and around and just refuses to stay in the hole. 6th man is involved, though. Cougar fans are going wild.
For a while, I wondered about the story of gravity and the apple. Yusevich, a 74% free throw shooter. One of the great crowds in America. They go into ecstasy over a free throw.
And they get a lot of folks in here. Remember the days when you thought a pretty good crowd was 6,000? Full court pressure.
47-44.
What did BYU take care of that lead quickly? Call with a three-pointer. Then they played some defense.
The Bear wants a meeting at the summit, and he's got one going right now. All right, 47 BYU, 44 UTEP. We'll be back right after this.
Since Liddell Anderson took that timeout and literally tore his ball club in 2, Cougars on an 11-2 run after UTEP scored the first 6 points for half. Right now, Haskins is getting a piece of Bob McKendry.
There on your screen is Haskins and McKendry. And the Bear is growling.
Neither team is shooting very well. UTEP at 49%, BYU at 47. The difference, 3-point goals.
How about that for Hawes? He's fouled. Anticipation.
Boy, they come out after that timeout at the 60. I guess it was about the 17-minute mark, but it's been all BYU since that time. Here's Marty Hawes, one of the quickest people in America, not just this league. He goes to the line. He can give his ball club a 5-point lead.
Foul was on Hardaway. He has 2 in the game, and Hawes is on the line. Has 2 points this afternoon. As we mentioned a little while ago, when it comes to free throws, this is one of the better free throw shooting teams in America. 74% for Hawes. And that'll go up. 49-44. BYU.
UTEP's got to get back to what got them that lead. They were going inside with the ball. They went to some perimeter shots. Nothing happened successful for them. Here they go inside.
Right now, to stop the bleeding, UTEP needs a basket. Prince Stewart, good feed. And they get the basket from the talented Chris Sandel.
That's where they're very, very tough and very good. When they've gotten in a jam, it's been trying to pitch it up from the perimeter. They're a poor perimeter shooting team.
Nothing available for Chapman. He'll try again. That's Call with the penetration and a dish. 2 points, Yusevich.
Latham Call has been a major contributor in this effort.
51-46. BYU. 12-39.
BYU wants to do here is help on the drive, and they're getting some. There was Hawes with the help. They're making it very tough to penetrate now. They'll let BYU shoot from the out, or UTEP shoot from the outside. They'll give them something like that. They want to cut down the penetration.
Penetration by Sandel, and we got a whistle and a foul. Does the basket count? We've not seen the signal that it was good.
It isn't good. I'll tell you what, that Sandel showed as much quickness as I've seen from him all year long. He exploded on the baseline to get the foul.
He carries 220 pounds, so when he's tiptoeing along that baseline, you know, he's kind of shaking the timber. Vucevic, by the way, has 3 personal fouls in the ball game.
Boy, as BYU cut off penetration, just a simple little help move. Look at Carl look for it now.
They're playing better since they went back to their man.
Well, and what they've done, though, Roger Reed, their defensive coach, made an adjustment. Now, here's the double. Look at him help.
Hardaway buries it. Nice shot by Hardaway, and he has 14 in the game.
You know, there used to be a time where you could lay off that guy. You can't anymore.
51-48, BYU. Smith. They've shut him off so far in the second half. Can it continue? Missed shot by Smith. We're going the other way with UTEP. That's Hardaway. Penetration. Speed pays off. Prince Stewart.
Cougars want to walk. They don't get it. 1-point game. Boy, do they explode and get into transition.
51-50, a 1-point ball game. BYU with the ball and the lead. Call bothered by Prince Stewart.
Both coaches doing a great job adjusting on the bench. Haskins used his timeout to get him to penetrate and go back to transition.
Can't stop him forever. Michael Smith bangs it off the glass and through for 2.
Watch the white shirts now as they try and sag the middle and take away penetration. All right, Haskins is going to gamble now. He's going to put Campbell back in. There's 10 minutes left in the ball game, but he feels he's got to do it. He's got the sweats off. They continue to get back in now, dive into the inside and take away penetration.
10-16 to go.
You can have the perimeter anytime you want it. Down to 14 seconds.
We're inside 10. The shot by Hardaway. And it is a 3-point shot, according to one official.
We got a 4-point play.
It is a 4-point play, if possible, if he makes the free throw.
All right, watch this. Look at him pack it in. They don't want to get hurt by the penetration. That's a nice move. I'll tell you what Hardaway did. He looks at the ground. That forces the defender to back off. That's a Kiki Vandeweghe move. UTEP could get the lead back.
Call picked up the personal foul. He has 4.
Can't believe how three-point shooting has changed the game of basketball. BYU has the correct strategy to force them from the outside, and you get burned.
That's the first 4-point play I have seen this year in all the games we've worked.
Saw Michael Adams hit one the other night for the Nuggets. In that situation, you get fouled to make it.
This is called. Chapman inside Smith. Look out! He scores. Smith has 21 in the game.
He's 6'10". He's got excellent athletic ability, and they gave him a tall pass with those good hands.
55-54, BYU by 1. UTEP has not caved in this afternoon. Playing without blocking.
I'll tell you what Haskins will do now. He'll use as much clock as he can and try and stay close. Look for a chance to win on the road. Simple little weave.
The coaching of Don Haskins.
Well, both coaches are really doing their job.
Shot doesn't go. Stolen out of there by Hardaway. Hit the underside of the rim. We got players once again squaring up. Now they shake hands.
This is a tough shot for Hardaway after he gets the rebound. Does a great job hustling. And then the foul. And then Chapman didn't mean that. Apologizes. Him and Sandler, they're fine.
Got to be emotional in a game like this.
Oh, it's interesting. I think everybody looking in and has played a little 3-on-3 basketball. They always foul each other. It's going to happen.
Vucevic. That's Brian Taylor. That's Chapman. Dish off. Smith open. Short. Rebound. Stallworth. 8:38 to go in the game. It's a good one.
people say, what are both teams doing here? See, I like stuff like this. It's a simple little weave. They're looking to go down the middle, and BYU has done a great job with help defense. All kinds of white shirts are waiting for you to come down the middle. They'll give you the three-pointer.
Prince Stewart penetrating, pull-up jumper. Hey, he's a comer. He's only a freshman.
Getting his first start.
And that gives UTEP the lead in the game. 56-55. Chapman outside to Smith. His shot not good, and the rebound to the floor. And it'll be given to UTEP. Knocked out by BYU. All right, 7:43 remaining in the ball game at this timeout. Scoreboard reads, break and play. 56 UTEP, 55 BYU. Will be back.
Little runner, and he gives his ball club a 1-point lead.
Kid grew up in Lexington, Kentucky, looking at shots like that from some of the legendary names in college basketball.
There's a BYU bench. The guy with the coat off is Roger Reed. Not a bad infielder. Play a little pro ball. He's responsible for the defense. The other side of the coin, Norm Ellenberger helps Don Haskins.
Roger Reed has a son who scored 27 points. High school basketball average.
He's the heir to a fortune, probably, isn't he, huh? Doesn't Reed have a lot of money? There's nothing like watching your kid play. UTEP 52%, Cougars 47.
Here we go, same offense pattern again.
And there's another reason Haskins has gone to that. He can't afford to lose Campbell or Davis. Remember, he brought Campbell in at the 10-minute mark. Well, you just use some clock and then go to it at about 10 seconds. You do the same thing if you're on the road, too.
11 seconds on the shot clock.
All right, here they'll go. They'll make their move. They're by their bench, getting direction.
4 seconds on the shot clock. Shots missed. Rebound taken out, Chapman.
Now, the one thing that BYU doesn't want to get involved with is getting tentative now, because when a team plays slow, then sometimes you tend to do it. And Liddell is urging his people to take it to the hole. Use that good passing technique.
Marty Hawes. Prince Stewart on him. That's Taylor from outside. Three-point shot. Doesn't go.
Oh, they got a layup. If they hurry, they don't see it.
This is Hardaway penetrating very nicely and dishing off to Stewart, who scores, and he is fouled.
They do get a layup. They do see it. It happened late, and BYU doesn't get back. UTEP with a 3-point lead, and that's 4 on Jim Yusevich. Here it is. It was a late development break, a solid pass, and they just don't get back and cover.
The birth of a star. He may be quite a player. He's got a long time to play for the Bear. He's doing pretty well.
I'll tell you what, he will be getting a lot of defensive possibilities with the Bears. When you're little, they work very hard.
He has 8 points. He had 1 at halftime. Scoreboard reading of 59-55. UTEP out front of the ball game with 6:27 to go. And obviously, Liddell Anderson is worried. 3 years in a row, BYU has lost its last game of the year.
Yusevich has 4. Jim is mighty important to this ball club.
Smith missed a good shot there.
They'll use some clock now. They'll take it all the way down. 6:07 left. It's a 4-point UTEP lead. They'll look for 3-point opportunities on penetration.
Now BYU got the good shot that time in their offense.
Yeah, very good shot. Smith was on the line, just the back of the flange.
This is why Western Athletic Conference basketball is so interesting. Number one, you've got some great coaches in the league who come up with a lot of X's and O's. And number two, there's talent.
Shot clock under 10. There it is.
That's Campbell. Got it. Nice shot by Campbell, and he has 12 points in the game. That's his first bucket, second half.
That's how you draw it up on the chalkboard. All right, now keep in mind, BYU, when they've been in the jam, they've gone to three-pointers from Smith and Call. Taylor is a very capable three-point shooter. Right now, Brian in there.
Yusevich under pressure. Can he get the shot off? Yes, he scores. Fans were all over the man in the striped shirts. They thought there was a foul on the play. 4-point game, 61-57. UTEP out front. At the top of the show, Herb Brown and I talked about whether this game was important or not since BYU had clinched the championship. It's important.
Well, you want to get that momentum back, even though they've won the league. They had a tough struggle against Gary Colson's ball club in here on Thursday. UTEP, you know, is playing their guts out to try and get in the postseason tournament. BYU is going to get in.
UTEP has won 20, but it's still not certain.
4 seconds.
Hardaway.
They have
Hardaway
hit
scores.
every big shot, Bill. Their whole strategy now is trade them bucket for bucket. Now Andy's going to have to change his defense. He'll call a timeout. He's going to have to go out and protect the perimeter. He's going to have to push.
All right, 4:20 remaining in this game. Scoreboard reads 63 UTEP Miners, 57 BYU. Will be back. Today,
Storm and Norman. Got Tiny Archibald on the bench at the beginning of the year, and had to do something on there. Here's the field goal percentage. UTEP, once again, BYU has had the three-point effort. Look at the boards, though, Bill. 25-25.
ferocious this afternoon. Ellenberger wants that assistant coaching job. He is a volunteer coach right now.
That's right. Oh, they throw it away. All right, let's see what Andy has done now. He's got a pressure, and here they are. They're full court.
Change in defense once again. They put the trap on.
Remember what we talked about? Free throws. It comes down to a free throw shooting contest. Here's the guy that you don't want to foul. Not any question about it. It's a block all the way on call. Didn't get in front.
That's 5.
That's 5 on Nathan. Hardaway is limping around a little bit. See if he's going to be all right. He hurt an ankle. Boy, I tell you, you lose Call's quickness. He's one of the better pressure players on this team. Take a look. The contact must come in the trunk if you're going to get the charge. All right, here it is. Watch the contact. There ain't any question about it. Contact came in the knee. All right, that's 16 fouls, Bill.
And 5 against UTEP.
Here's the guy that Haskins wants him to foul. BYU does get back, and UTEP goes in. Now they lead by 8.
Sandel scores, has 15 in the game. And it is now 65-57 with 3:47 to go. And time is such a factor now.
Well, I think you got to think about the three-point efforts from Smith and Taylor, and they are.
That's Smith with a drive. Shot doesn't go. On the floor, scramble for the ball, jump off.
Let's see whose possession that belongs to. All right, it goes to UTEP. They can go up by double figures. 3:33 left.
Still a bad rule.
Well, sure it is. They did that because they said officials can't throw the ball up straight. Out of 3 guys, I'm sure, out of Tate, McKendry, and Hall, we can find one. There's a foul on Hawes. And free throws are coming.
Penalty. The last game of the season, jinx seems to be looming. And BYU's had some good teams in here.
Sandel, 72% free throw shooter. The main thing here for Don Haskins to get the front end of the shot, and they don't.
A break for Brigham Young with 3:26 to go. 65-57. UTEP out front of the ball game. Marty Hawes. Brian Taylor in the lane. Scores. He's fouled.
Oh, a three-point opportunity, too. BYU taking advantage of that missed 1-and-1.
Taylor will attempt to cut it to 5.
Watch Brian with penetration. This guy's been hitting the big shot all year long for the Cougars. Goes in, goes up, gets hit. Now he's going to the line.
Didn't fire too many shots in the first half. Hasn't taken many in the game. Comes into the game with a 9.6 scoring average, 86% free throw shooter. He has 6 points. It is a 5-point game. 3:13 to go. Toolson getting ready to come in for BYU.
Oh, that's a charge.
Foul, and it could be an offensive foul.
And I'll tell you who called that. Brian Taylor did one of the better jobs I've seen this year. He sacrifices his body. The one thing that Campbell forgot to do is take care of body balance. He is gone. Look at Brian Taylor. You talk about one of the key plays that don't show up. There he is, takes the charge, sacrifices the body, and the one thing you must do is watch your body balance when you're freezing the ball.
That was away from the ball. Haskins enjoying, I think, the pressure of a game like this one. Haskins, of course, has to make a change. He brings in Antonio Davis. As Stallworth fouls out. Campbell fouls out.
Excuse me, Joe. That's the biggest play of the game thus far. Brian Taylor may have turned this thing around. It was an 8-point game. He's cut it to 5 with his effort. Taking the charge here, he can cut it to 3.
86% free throw shooter. He's only had one free shot this afternoon, and that was just seconds ago. Fans are standing. Good shot at this young man from Kaysville on your screen. Great high school play. Any coach would like to have him at the line in a clutch situation because he can flat out shoot that free throw.
UTEP's got to get the basketball in number 10's hands. There's going to be a foul. Tell you what all this is about, the delay. Hawes was up sitting on the thing like he wanted to report in, but he was just sitting there. They moved him back.
Stallworth clears it back now to Hardaway. They got it in his hands.
All right, here's Mr. Cool. He'll try and get fouled.
We're inside 3 minutes.
Well, they thought he walked. Liddell Anderson's going wild. Thought there was a travel. Shot clock at 21.
That's Hardaway with a baseline drive. That is Sandel from the corner, and he makes the shot.
What a big one. What a big one that was.
5-point ball game once again. Taylor in the corner, under pressure. Toolson. Chapman knocked away from Chapman. Whistle and a foul.
Now that's only 6, Bill. I beg your pardon. They're over the limit. I'm looking at the wrong thing. So free throws are coming.
And if you're a UTEP fan, you're saying, well, at least they fouled the right guy because Chapman is, though not a weak free throw shooter, is the weakest among the starters. He is at 67%.
All right, Hawes will come in. Hawes will come for Yusevich to get a little more speed in there on this situation. Look for Yusevich to come right back in when they get in the half-court situation.
BYU needs these free throws. If he hits them, we're back to 3.
What's along the line? Strange things happen late in the ball game. People forget to block out. People step in quick. This is not automatic if the assignments are handled.
Chapman has now made 6 in a row. So the percentage is going up. It's amazing how quiet 22,000 people can be.
All right, let's see if they find number 10. Once again, Taylor will try and draw a charge.
3-point ball game. This is Hardaway under pressure. Steal! Taylor into the corner.
Nice
goes
block.
a shot block. Knocked out of bounds. He'll be inbounded by BYU across the way. Good block.
Antonio Davis was up in the rafters with that block. A 3-pointer with tied here. Now Taylor likes heroics like this. Number 14 is lined up on the right-hand side here in the blocks. Taylor's thinking 3. I guarantee I can read this kid's mind. He's just hanging around. There he goes.
Nothing available there. They covered him. 28-second shot clock. 1:49 in the game. That's Toolson. He can shoot the 3, too. This time it's a 2. He gets it.
1-point game. 3 possessions left if there's no foul. UTEP will use all the clock they can. They'll try and get this kid fouled.
67-66. BYU down by 1. UTEP with the ball.
That's the one they want to foul. Let's see if they hear their coach. Not this guy. That's not the guy. Oh, Liddell is going crazy. They fouled the wrong one.
Well, Brian Taylor just read the wrong number.
Oh, they wanted him to foul the 30% shooter. They've done their homework, and they get the wrong guy. They get Hardaway. He's a 76% free throw shooter.
Brent Stewart is in the ball game, playing very well, by the way, and he is a 30% shooter. They foul Hardaway. That is what Herb Brown is talking about. He misses the shot, so it paid off anyway, and we go the other way with Brigham Young.
All right, set play, number 4. Let's see what they do.
That's number 4. Missed the shot. Michael Smith had a good shot, missed it. We got a whistle and a foul on the scramble for the rebound.
Well, they fouled Davis, and that's not all that bad because Davis is a 55% shooter. UTEP has not made a free throw, Bill, in the last 4 minutes. They have a field goal from Sandel.
55% for Antonio Davis, 62 out of 111. And of course, you can hear the crowd in the background with the air ball chant. At Duke, they do it in a foreign language. This is the sophomore.
Soft. Very soft.
I think he took a little air out of the ball before he shot it.
What do you do if you're Liddell Anderson with a minute left on the nose? If he makes this one, do you come down and try and score quickly, or do you go for 3? You got a lot of good three-point shooters on this ball club. My guess is you go for 2 if you can get something quick. If not, look for Taylor or Smith or Toolson.
He missed it. It's a 2-point ball game.
So all that was academic, the strategy. Now you come down and get your best shot. Take it to the hole, make your officials make a decision.
Point is, they don't need the 3 right now. They go inside to Smith. Got a shot going. Whistle and a foul.
Here's the situation. If Smith makes both of these, UTEP will have 42 seconds left in a tie ball game to get a shot off. Let's take a look. They go to their bread and butter. Mike Smith, who's been red hot in the early going. Stallworth can't believe he gets the foul. There's Terry. That's what I'm saying. Is it all that bad if he makes both of them? You come down, run that little weave, and get the last shot. And Liddell was thinking about that, too, giving out his strategy to his kids. There's a field goal percentage, but that's so misleading because of the three-point play in college basketball. And that's what we were talking about.
Both clubs shooting under their average from the free throw line. This young man is an 84% free throw shooter. He's had 3 field goals in the second half. He's had a lot of shots.
Smith might have taken a year off his life there. He may not live to 99 because
he just about went down to one knee when that one was spinning around on the iron.
Are we looking at OT? You never know. Yuzevich still sitting out. Andy's going with a smaller, quicker lineup.
He made the first one. I didn't think he'd miss the second one.
All right, here's what we're talking about. UTEP will come down. If they handle it right, they're guaranteed the last shot. They have not shot their free throws well. Oh, look at this. They don't even wait for the last shot. That's a great move, and it goes out.
Shot is missed. With 24 seconds to go in the game, Haas is with the ball, and BYU has the last shot.
That
Now,
was a great shot and a great call by Haskins. Took everybody by surprise. He broke free. It was a gimme, and he missed the puppy. Look at this. Haskins fools everybody. I thought he'd take it down. Instead, with a spoon, and he breaks free. Wide open, and the ball doesn't go down. Every year. Oh, no, you take the last shot. You don't give your opponent a chance because you're at home. You figure in 5 minutes with this crowd, you can win a game. Down to 16.
that's Haas, 11. We have 8, 6, 3.
Block.
And there is not enough time available to get it down at the other end of the court. And once again, we go to overtime.
What a job Antonio Davis did. Clean block. Goes up high, does the job. And I look back to Hardaway's finger roll. It was called by the bench. They broke him free, and the ball does everything but go in the hole. Take a look at Mike Smith. They got the guy to their Haas, and Antonio Davis was up for the challenge. Here it is. Watch Antonio, and it is clean. Gets a finger on it. UTEP actually had the last shot, but it was a long one by Stallworth.
And Prince Stewart. So Hardaway and Prince Stewart will run the guard line.
Yeah, we start the nerve warfare again. This is what got him here. Talking about Haskins, he'll stay with a weed.
That's a big possession, incidentally, and getting the tip and getting first shot at it.
Remember the old days in an overtime, somebody get the tap and they'd hold it for 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Don't
They'd go
remind
into double overtime.
They did that one time in a triple overtime game.
We've gone through a lot of changes. I'm not sure Mr. Naismith would like all of them, but there have been changes. Here comes the horse.
There he goes. Sandel for 2.
I tell you something, and Liddell Anderson looks like he's shot down here. That's a big problem for BYU in this ballgame, and you know that every WAC coach is watching it. If they play him in the tournament, take it to the hole, spread it, take it to the hole. Nobody has stuck anybody.
That's Chapman. Pull-up jumper. We're tied.
Does he ever miss it when he has his back to the basket turn? I've never seen him miss one.
And it's hard to block him because he has certainly decent leaping ability, but those long arms. He's a good player.
Sandel, the guy who just has not been stopped on the drive, is being picked up by Yusevich. He's in the left-hand corner. He'll take it down, and my guess is either Hardaway or Sandel will drive.
Toolson gets ready to come back in the ball game for Brigham Young.
All right, they're going to penetrate. You can hear them in front of us. Let's see who it's going to be. There it comes. Oh!
Hardaway shot, rims and rolls. Taylor owns the ball. Liddell calls the play from the bench. That's Taylor. Got it by Hardaway. That's Smith. Jumper. Chapman with the rebound off the floor.
Yusevich caused that. He was able to tie up Davis.
Shot doesn't go. Rebound owned by UTEP. Antonio Davis. We go down the right side to Hardaway. Ball knocked out of bounds. It's still UTEP's ball. Actually, Haas caught it on the floor.
I believe they're going to play man on this inbounds possession. Now, normally, that isn't what BYU does. Let's see if they do it. You're vulnerable to a pick right here. All right, here's the effort by Hardaway. Goes in hard. Haas tries to draw the charge, and he's out of bounds.
What a block.
They did play man, but they don't get burned. A lot of coaches are afraid to do that on an inbounds play. They play a 2-3.
Stallworth. Looked like he wanted to go one-on-one that time when Toolson changed his mind.
Well, the way Sandel looked on the first possession, that'd be the guy you wonder if they wouldn't want to go to him. I haven't seen him stop when he's penetrated yet. Or this guy.
People on the rim.
That's on Sandel. Free throw's coming. Take a look at it. Watch Sandel, 32. Watch him go hard to the hole. Climbs the back, gets on Chapman. There's the foul. And there's the Bear. Now, the Bear can't look. He's a superstitious guy. And now he got the message. Chapman in the 70s, shooting free throws. Yusevich sits down, a little more speed in there.
How quiet a crowd of 22,000 can be. It's amazing as Chapman hits and has hit a bunch in a row. Let's see.
This kid's good.
7, 8 in a row now.
He has really done the job. A lot of people think you can foul him. He's shown it.
22 points for Jeff Chapman. And it is 72-70. BYU by a pair. 2:17 to go in the overtime. Timeout called by Haskin. He has developed so well, and he's a fine young man. All right, Hardaway will bring it into the war zone.
Finds Sandel. He's in the right-hand corner. Here's the guy now. He can penetrate. There he is.
Gets it back. Whistle and a foul on Chapman. Chapman knew it. He has 4. That's been a factor in this ball game. Guys have been playing with 4 and staying in there, except Campbell, of course, who fouled out. Stallworth is playing with 4. On the line, Sandel. He's a good free throw shooter, 72%. 19 points this afternoon. And misses the rebound. Fought for. We got a whistle on a battle for the rebound. And the man who was fouled is Stallworth.
It was a great effort by Stallworth. UTEP continues to struggle from the line. And Stallworth bails him out right here.
He's a 75% free throw shooter. So there are a couple of guys in this team that can hit the free shot. Though Sandel did miss a second ago. If he hits 2 here, we're tied again. One more.
The Bear has to be dying. They have missed the front end of 5 efforts. This one is a 2-point shot. The 4 1-and-1 free throw efforts have been missed. The front end.
Missed them both. Rebound to Smith. 1:44 to go. 72-70 BYU by a pair. Hawes against a backpedaling Prince Stewart. Notice how these defensive guys really get down low.
23 seconds, plenty of time on the shot clock.
That's Hawes. Stewart's the company. Nice drive by Hawes. The shot does not count. Foul was called on Stewart, who went up the tunnel. What a gritty game we have this afternoon.
The pressure on kids. Everybody talks about the pressure on coaches. There's a lot of pressure on kids when you're 18 to 21 years of age. This is why I really believe, as we look at the Bear, if you're scouting for a pro ball club, you better look at what they do on the road. Anybody can play well at home when people are quiet like they are right now. Find out what guys do on the road.
And there's the fatigue factor. The travel is sometimes almost unbearable.
I'll tell you what they're going to do. They're going to foul right now. Toulson will foul Prince Stewart. Let's see if he can do it without making an intentional foul. Prince Stewart is 13. Well, it doesn't happen.
Nice play that time with Antonio Davis scoring 2, and he has a total of 7 in the game. We're back to 2. 74-72, 57 seconds to go in the overtime period.
All boils down to this. Clock 54, shot clock 35. They'll delay. If they get a hoop down and they're up 4, they'll try and foul Prince Stewart. He can't get up.
UTEP comes up with a loose ball. Stallworth. Sandel. He'll shoot it from the corner. He hits the shot.
Boy, has he been terrific. All right, last shot time for BYU again. They'll come down and call a timeout right there.
The American Heart.
5 minutes, and Actually, they made it, say, the last 9 minutes and some seconds.
16 seconds.
They went to Smith, last shot of regulation.
9 seconds. Brian Taylor. 2 seconds. We're going overtime again. Another overtime. A double overtime. And we got some UTEP minor fans here.
Guys having a good time, Eddie?
All right. 74-74. We go into the second overtime period.
Sandal, he hit the shot to get him into the second overtime. Hits him on the arm.
Hey, the Bear's wearing a towel now. He looks like John Thompson.
Eddie Williams will come in, sophomore out of Baton Rouge.
Timeout is called. The Bear wants to talk it over with 3:53 remaining in the second overtime. We are tied at 74-74 at the Marriott Center in Provo, Utah. How about BYU? 25 out of 28?
Well, the key is when is the last time they've missed. I can't remember them missing from the 10-minute mark on in the second half.
9 in a row for this man on the free throw line right now.
Well, I think they've only missed one free throw in the second half. That's by Yusevich. No, I beg your pardon. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. Well, there's the first miss by Chapman in the last 9 attempts. We're still tied at 74-74. BYU looking now for the odd point. They do not get it.
Chapman's on the back. Chapman foul, I think. Let's see if they have Stewart shoot. This is a kid they wanted to foul with Toulson.
That's all for Chapman. So both clubs lose stars.
What a day to go down in your top rebounding effort ever. Is he upset with himself? He missed 2 free throws and then fouls out by jumping on Stewart's back.
All right, now we put the kid on the line. We're talking about the freshman from Lexington, Kentucky, Prince Stewart. Dave Haskins talking to him right now, patting him on the back. .30% free throw shooter.
Here's what happens on the line if he misses that. If Davis will go up and get you a stick back. You know, Haskins put his arm around him, talked to him a little bit, settled him down. That thing got nothing but the bottom.
You wonder what he said. He makes them both.
What a turnaround. Chapman at the line. That's a 4-point swing, and Jeff sits down with 5 fouls.
Prince Stewart, a 30% free throw shooter, makes 2 clutch free throws. Smith in the corner. Got the shot. Won't drop. Yusevich. Tap up by Yusevich. We got a whistle, and we have a foul.
That's on Eddie Williams. Boy, do they dive the post. Smith had 5 people on him when they threw the basketball into him.
All right, now you want to go up to Smith and say, hey, is this fun or is it work?
Yusevich missed one that he'd like to have back. Got the good rebound position. Goes up. Doesn't get it. And then in the action, they pick up the foul on Eddie Williams.
Oh, Smith misses the free shot, and the rebound is taken up on the floor. 76-74. We have 3:30 to go. We're in the second overtime.
All right, they're looking to trap here now. Of course, UTEP wants to spread it to avoid the trap. Let's see if they can get the trap. Key here is if you keep it spread, you can't double. All right, look at this. Here goes the same kid back to the line. Now, he hit 2 that didn't get anything. You know, UTEP uses those small shooting rims.
Prince Stewart has made 4 in a row. He made 1 at the end of the first half. He's now made 3 in a row.
Still, the key is to get the front half so you get the opportunity on the second half.
short and off to the right. And the rebound is taken out of there by Michael Smith. And we're going the other way with BYU down by 2. 3 minutes to go in the overtime period. This is the second overtime this afternoon. Toolson looking for an open man. Got him in Taylor. Michael Smith in the corner. Toolson, pretty good shooter, but doesn't want that one.
Shot clock down to 12.
That's Toolson. That's a 3. Rebound muscled out of there, and a whistle and a foul. Foul called on Hardaway. 2:29 to go in the ball game. Or in the second overtime. We're going to put Marty Hawes on the free throw line. And Marty has hit 4 in a row. And he is a 74% free throw shooter. Misses the first one and is taken out of there on the floor by UTEP once again. 2:25.
Bill, here's a good free throw shooting team that's now missed 4 in a row. The front half of 1-1-1. Front half of 2-1-1. Smith had a 1-1 too.
I repeat, could weariness be a factor at this point in the game with the thin bench for both teams?
They're trying to double. Remember, Sandel fouled out. He was the guy who got him into the second overtime. Chapman fouled out. He's got a career rebounding total down to 9. Williams gonna have to shoot it. He's a pup.
That's a go and buries it. Eddie Williams.
That's a pup. That's a young kid who's played about 3 minutes in this game, and he gives him a 4-point lead.
Brian Taylor. Penetration and 2.
Right, now they got to press. Let's see what kind of press they put on. That's a pretty good one.
We have a whistle and a foul. Pressure on the ball applied a little too sternly.
Situation is this, 1:23 left. Hardaway will go to the line. Ball club leads by deuce.
To go in a ball game, 78-76. With UTEP out front and on the line right now, good free throw shooter Tim Hardaway. And the crowd starts. Makes the first one.
Used to be where you'd say, boy, that odd number gives you the win. Now, all it does is assures you of a tie if you come down to the last minute. This is the one that you want. Gives you the even number.
79-76. 80-76.
Two big
Hardaway
free
makes 2. 22 points for Hardaway.
They want to clear a side. Let's see if they got the word.
It's Brian Taylor. He got a shot under pressure.
That's 5 on Antonio Davis. Brian Taylor once again creating and making something happen. UTEP is going to go with a lineup where their biggest guy now is 6'4". Look at Brian Taylor. He has made something happen all afternoon. Goes over. Davis comes up, and Brian Taylor causes the 5th foul on Antonio Davis.
Obviously, you want the ball in his guy's hands.
Do we miss one? Well, you know what? There's a little discrepancy with the score here. And that's Bob McHenry. Eddie Mullen keeps the book for the Miners. He's the sports information director. It should be 5. Boy, Haskins says, that's what? Wait a minute. I'll talk to my score.
So Haskins is over to check the books.
Don giving us the Bill Frieder, John Thompson look with a towel today. Now he's going to come ask us. What did he say?
I'm not sure, but I think it was something like, "What are you chuckling about?" In other words, Irv.
Glenn Tucker just keep track of fouls, please. It is 4.
He's still after you, Irv.
After all these years. He's okay. He can get after me anytime. Him and Anderson both can. Now they're saying 1 and 1, or they're saying 2. It's a 2-shot foul. This kid has been terrific all afternoon.
Sound you heard that time were a few UTEP rooters. That's how still it was with the 22,000 people.
He's a gamer, isn't he? He just likes it when it's sticky.
Did this in San Diego. Amazing. 12 points. I want him on my ball club.
Did a good job beating it.
I got a hunch I may want Prince Stewart on my ball club, too, in the future, the way this young man is blossoming this afternoon. This is Stewart.
You get the Deuce here, and you're going to be tough.
Blocking foul on BYU, and Prince Stewart will be on the line.
Stewart with the hard penetration, and he caught the defender moving. All right, let's take a look. There should be a shooting foul. Let's see what they have. Yusevich has got 5. So 2 Miners have fouled out, and 2 Cougars.
5 fouls on Yusevich.
All right, let's pick it up. Here is Stewart, the pup. The young kid goes in, goes up hard. Yusevich is called for the blocking foul all the way, and he's out of there. Now who do you put in?
Now this will be an interesting discussion.
Ball is out. So we have 3 Cougars who have fouled out. Let's see what Andy's going to do now. All right, Andy is going to go with Chris Lynch, the freshman out of Seattle.
Now that's Mike Herring.
I beg your pardon. Let me get my numbers right. I'm looking at the wrong number. Mike Herring is a 6'4" freshman from Mission Viejo.
He's played a little bit, not too many minutes.
This looks like the new 6'4" league and under that they're starting up. I look out there and I see one. There was two big guys, one on each side. All right, Stewart has been tough in the clutch.
The 2-point ball game, 80-78. Not anymore. It's amazing the way he's hitting these free throws and pressure like this. A freshman from Lexington, Kentucky. A 30% free throw shooter, but let's give you a little sidebar story on that. He's only 3 for 10 coming into the game, so he hasn't had a lot of this. He makes 1 of 2.
All right, let's see if they go for 3. Brian Taylor has been the main man, number 14. He's being picked up by Hardaway. Here comes Taylor busting out, but he's at 2-point range.
And doesn't get the shot to drop. Ball on the floor, big scramble, piled up, jump ball.
Oh, who's got it?
I believe this time it's BYU. It is. That's a break for the Cougars. 35 seconds to go.
Andy will call a timeout, and Don Haskins will work on protecting the perimeter.
They ever give him a blood transfusion, they got to go to the refrigerator.
First things first is get it in. All right, there's the first line. Now let's see if they screen down. Smith's going to shoot it right there. Good block. Oh, they got a foul. You know, that's not all that bad. I look at Haskins. Not all that bad to not let him have the 3-point shot.
That puts him on the line. Foul is called on number 11, Eddie Williams. That's his 3rd.
Got a choice here. Do you miss the 2nd one?
Went through this at Utah a week ago.
Mike Smith is coming over and talking to his coach. The first one, he absolutely got it buried, but did you miss that 2nd one and ask Toulson to tip it into the backcourt or Taylor?
Or do you try to make them both?
And then
go for a foul on, let's say, Prince Stewart, if you're going to put pressure on a kid. All right, he makes the first one. Now let's see what he does.
All right, here's Smith, who big players want big shots at the end of the game. Williams hit him on the elbow. All right, here's the 2nd shot.
Could try to make it. 13 seconds remain in this ball game, and Marty Hawes will be on the free throw line with a couple of shots. He's the last guy out.
See, I really think this is what you want, though. I think that you want the chance in athletics to Baylor succeed. See, a lot of guys don't want the ground ball hit to them with the winning run to third. A lot of guys do not want these free throws. A true competitor wants a chance to Baylor succeed. It's the only way you get to good things in life. And I looked over at this kid, and this kid wants the last chance. I guarantee you, I watched his eyes. That's what I was trying to pick up on. A lot of strategy left here now, because if he makes both of them, you can't foul. If he misses the front end, you got to foul quickly. Coaches have gone over all the options. Look at this. They got a guy deep now. If
he misses. And we have a whistle and a foul on a fight for the rebound.
Prince Stewart was down cherry picking, and BYU finally caught it and sent a man down. They were going to throw the long pass. So once again, it comes down to free throw shooting again.
12 seconds remains in the ball game.
I want you to try and pick a crisis in this game, because there's been a million. There's a man who I just heard him and Roger Reed talking, so we've had our chances, as well they have, as has this guy at the line. He missed the one-on-one just a moment ago.
Hardaway. (82-80).
Bill, this is important. I'm not sure if there's a timeout left for BYU. Now, if he makes this shot, BYU must go for three. They can't call a timeout. You can get another timeout, but it costs you a technical foul if you're out of it. I honestly don't know if they have one left.
They need a three-point shot.
All right, let's see what they do. Let's see if they protect the perimeter with the orange shirts.
That's Taylor. Taylor with a drive and a shot that doesn't go, and a rebound by UTEP.
They didn't need that. They needed a three. They didn't have the timeout. Ryan Taylor went in and shot a two. You make one shot here, the basketball game is over.
Foul called in the battle for the board. We will put UTEP on the line once again with a three-point lead and 5 seconds to go.
All right, now Don Haskins he's got a timeout left. But if he uses it, he ices his man, who's a young kid, William. So he's telling his people, if there's a miss, be sure you protect the perimeter. Now, this is smart, not calling the timeout, because you're going to ice Williams. You don't want to do that. All right, here's Taylor. Loses track that they need a three. Goes up for the deuce. You make one, the basketball game is over. If you miss it, then you come down to the launch.
Shots missed. Rebound to Smith. Lead pass to Hawes. He'll put up the three. It does not go. The ball game is over, and the Miners of Texas El Paso have come up with an upset win this afternoon at the Marriott Center in Provo. Final score this afternoon, UTEP 83, Brigham Young 80 will be